Yo, what is going on, guys? I'm back again with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the newly released and newly revamped Tribit X Sound. Now, for this speaker, they tried to revamp just a few things just to make it more, at least, modern and up to date with the current speakers in the market. So the logo at the front has been completely revamped. They also did increase the watts from 16 to 24, and also there's just a few things that they try to make at least more comparable and at least competing with other speakers in the current market. But before we get into that, just make sure you like, you follow, just so you can stay tuned for more videos like this. Now let's get into it. So design-wise, it still kind of looks like the previous model, but the only difference is with this one, even though the top buttons are the same, you have obviously your volume controls, your Bluetooth, your play button, and the power button. This time there is the addition of the X bass, and I'll touch a little more about that just the further along the video goes. But other than that, at the back you also do have your aux and then your charging port, which is USB-C. And at the side there's a little string. Now, considering that this is a portable type speaker, you do need to be able to at least hang it up multiple different locations. You may hang it on your backpack, or maybe even your pants, or even on a hook in your bedroom. So that at least gives you a little more versatility about what you can do with the speaker. So other than that, when it comes to look of it, not too much has changed. Pretty much everything essentially is the same. Now, one of the good things about this speaker is that it is IPX7 water resistance. Now, what this means is it can be submerged in up to a meter of water for up to 30 minutes. Now, I really don't believe that anybody is using these speakers underwater. If anything, this is just more so for those accidental spills. And considering it's a portable speaker, this one is just about 600 grams as compared to the previous one. That one was just a little under 400 grams. Speaking from a third-person perspective, being someone who's trying to be unbiased, when it comes to a speaker that is at least 600 grams, now I don't know how it compares up to other speakers in the market, but as for this one, it actually does not feel that heavy, and it still feels light enough to be carried around regardless of what you may be doing. So that's all the nice stuff, but regardless of all that, it's how does it perform when it comes to the audio quality. Now this one, it comes with the addition of the X bass button, or at least the X bass feature as well, which can switch between the increased bass and as well as the audiobook version. Now, from my personal testing, there wasn't too much difference between the X bass version and just the standard version. So either when I was listening to, for example, a podcast or even a video, the X bass didn't actually do much. It didn't change too much of it, and now that's obvious because that's more designed for, so if you're playing music. Now, if you're playing music, then especially music with deeper bass and more bass sounds, then you will be more able to hear the bass, especially the changes in the bass when you play the speaker. Now, when it comes to switching to the audiobook version, that one is more so designed to, if most likely you're going to bed. Honestly, I'm not gonna front about it, because the audio becomes really dimmed down. It sounds, in my personal opinion, sounds a little transparent. There's no depth there. It sounds as though you really are listening to an audiobook. So it's going to just make everything as mellow and as simple as possible. The background sound doesn't really matter, and the audio in the back doesn't matter. More so, it's just the voice that you were listening to. So it's going to sound a little more mellow, and the audiobook version sounds a whole lot more dimmed down as compared to the other two. Now, comparing this to a base audio for whatever device you may be using, for example, I use a MacBook, or you may be using a cell phone, in some cases a TV, then there's no question this does actually enhance the audio and makes it better. The bottom line for this, for me especially, when it comes to the speaker, and to some extent even some audiophiles, is how much better is this as compared to the previous model. And one upside the speaker definitely has over the previous one is that it has Omni Directional sound, which is definitely leagues better than the previous model. And not only that, this one has 24 watts as compared to the 16 watts that you have on the previous model. So in terms of overall sound quality, regardless of the nitpicky stuff and the little niches, this is definitely better than the previous one. But on the other hand, also externally, my point number two being is that when using this for audio, when it comes to devices as an external speaker, this is hands down better, and I do recommend it for computers. If you use a MacBook like I do, if you use an iPhone, whatever it may be, I definitely do think this speaker is better when it comes to having an external audio option as for something that you can use to watch your videos, your movies, or your TV shows, whatever it may be. I definitely do think it enhances the audio to that level. But let me know what you think. Obviously, this is just my opinion, and if you found this video helpful, you already know what to do. Just make sure you like, you follow, so you can stay tuned for more videos like this. I'm the DJ. I'm out.